The world of MotoGP is no stranger to disaster, but few moments have left a mark as deep as the day that Marco Simoncelli died. In a sport defined by speed and risk, riders accept that every race could be their last. Yet, even in a field accustomed to loss, Simoncelli's death in 2011 sent shockwaves far beyond the paddock. By then, he had become a symbol of MotoGP's new generation. But what happened that day at the Malaysian Grand Prix would change the sport forever. So what exactly unfolded that day? Well, let's talk about it. This is the infamous death of Marco Simoncelli. Marco Simoncelli was born on January the 20th, 1987 in Cattolica, Italy, and grew up in the nearby town of Coriano. His parents, Paolo and Rosella, owned an ice cream shop, so he did not come from privilege by any means, but his parents provided a modest and supportive environment for his early years. From a young age, Marco exhibited a keen interest in motorcycles, influenced by his father's passion for the sport. At the age of 4, his parents gifted him a Suzuki 50 Minicross, which he would ride in the fields around his home whenever he got the chance. From doing this, he quickly fell in love with motorbikes and knew it would be his career. Marco's formal racing career commenced in 1996, when he began competing in the Italian Minimoto Championship at just 9 years old. He won the championship in 1999 and 2000, also finishing as the runner-up in the 2000 European Minimoto Championship. In 2001, he won the Italian 125cc Championship riding a Honda. The following year, he secured the European 125cc title and made his Grand Prix debut as a wildcard in the World Championship. From 2003, he competed full-time, and it was clear to many that he was special. In 2004, he achieved his first Grand Prix pole and his first GP victory at the Spanish Grand Prix. Over the next year, he continued to climb the ranks, earning multiple podium finishes and ending the 2005 season 5th overall. He then made his mark in the 250cc class with the Metascalera team, and in 2008 he clinched the World Championship. His consistent performance continued into 2009, where he won multiple races and finished 3rd in the championship despite facing challenges that season. He made the move up to MotoGP in 2010 with the San Carlo Honda Gresini team. In his rookie season, he showed flashes of brilliance and finished 8th overall. In 2011, Marco entered his second season in MotoGP with the San Carlo team. He quickly made his presence felt, securing his first ever pole position at the Dutch TT in Assen and finishing second at the Australian Grand Prix in Phillip Island. His aggressive riding style and charismatic personality earned him a dedicated fan base, and he was widely regarded as one of the most promising talents in the sport. Despite his potential, he faced challenges in adapting to the Premier class. He struggled with consistency, often finishing just outside the podium positions. However, his performances were improving, and many believed it was only a matter of time before he secured his first MotoGP victory. The 2011 Malaysian Grand Prix at Sepang was shaping up to be another opportunity for Simoncelli to showcase his talent. He had shown strong pace during practice sessions and was confident heading into the race. However, fate had other plans, and the events that unfolded during that race would tragically alter the course of his promising career. The race that day took place on October the 23rd, 2011. In the second lap of the race, Marco, riding for the San Carlo team, was in 4th position when disaster struck. Exiting turn 11, he lost control of his bike, causing a low side crash. However, as the rear tyre regained traction, the motorcycle unexpectedly veered across the track into the path of riders Colin Edwards and Valentino Rossi. Both were unable to avoid the fallen driver, leading to a devastating collision. The impact was catastrophic. Simoncelli was struck in the head and chest, and his helmet was dislodged during the crash after the back of his head hit one of the bikes. He was thrown across the asphalt and came to rest in the middle of the track. Eyewitnesses described him lying motionless with his bike nearby, as emergency personnel rushed to his side. Dr. Michel Makigodina, MotoGP's medical director, reported that he had suffered fatal injuries to his head, neck and chest. Upon reaching the medical centre, he was unconscious and in cardiac arrest. CPR was administered for 45 minutes, but it was no use. Despite the immediate medical attention at the circuit's medical centre, he succumbed to his injuries at 4:56 local time, less than an hour after the accident. Meanwhile, the race was immediately red flagged and subsequently cancelled, as only one lap had been completed. The aftermath of his crash was marked by shock, grief, and careful scrutiny from officials, medical personnel, and the MotoGP community. Eyewitnesses described the scene as harrowing. Riders Colin Edwards and Valentino Rossi had no time to avoid Simoncelli after his bike veered across the track. There was nothing they could do. Andrea, a longtime friend of Simoncelli, said, "In these circumstances, words don't seem appropriate. Marco was a strong rider and he always pushed hard. What happened today seems impossible." Rossi himself mourned publicly, saying, "Marco for me was like a youngest brother, so strong on the track and so sweet in the normal life. I will miss him a lot." The official post-mortem delivered to Simoncelli's family in 2012 confirmed the fatal injuries but offered no new conclusions about a single cause. Analysts concluded that when the rear tyre regained traction, the bike's trajectory sent Simoncelli directly into the path of the other riders. Some experts suggested his attempts to save the bike mid-crash may have inadvertently contributed to the collision. Franco Uncini, MotoGP safety officer and 1982 500cc world champion, stated that the accident was unavoidable and that there was little that could have been done to prevent the tragic outcome. Helmets and rider gear came under particular scrutiny, as the accident highlighted the rare but devastating possibility of a helmet becoming dislodged during a high-speed crash. Engineers and safety experts examined helmet strap designs and explored improvements to ensure that it remained secure under extreme forces. The Sepang International Circuit, where the crash occurred, also underwent safety evaluations, prompting organisers to reassess track layouts, runoff areas, and emergency response protocols. While Sepang was already considered one of the safest tracks in the world, the tragedy served as a catalyst for broader safety improvements at racing venues worldwide. The news of Marco Simoncelli's death has sent shockwaves through Italy and the global motorsport community. Tributes poured in from fans, fellow riders and teams, all mourning the loss of a young talent whose charisma and fearlessness had made him a fan favourite. His funeral, held in Coriano, Italy, drew thousands of mourners, including fans, riders, and representatives from across the MotoGP world. It was estimated up to 20,000 people went. The streets were lined with flowers, helmets, and banners commemorating his number 58, as attendees celebrated both his life and his love for racing. May he rest in peace. As always, this is not an AI channel, I do everything myself, so if you appreciate my work, subscribe, and if you want to go that extra step to support the channel, maybe consider becoming a member. Let me know what you think about this case in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.